This video is for those people whose first language is different from English. If you are a non-native speaker, you need to deliver presentations in English online. This video is for you. What's the difference between online and in-person presentations? If you have never delivered a presentation in English, in a foreign language, then probably online presentations feel as scary as in-person presentations. However, I talked to a lot of people, and those people who are very experienced in delivering presentations in English in front of a room of investors, in front of the board of directors, in front of their clients, or even at internal meetings in front of their colleagues, they all say that the art of online presentations is something very new to them. On the one hand, all in-person meetings got cancelled. On the other hand, the world has become so connected like never before. You can start business internationally with anyone on planet Earth. Nobody expects you to fly over any longer to start a negotiation. You can start negotiating a potential partnership right now without leaving your home. You can start a conversation online. At the same time, people don't really know how to make use of this opportunity because people have never practiced delivering their ideas online. People are not used, or people have discovered that they are not used to online meetings where one meeting follows another meeting, where they have to sit all day in front of their computer. And at every meeting, they're required to talk, not only to listen. I am hosting a webinar on delivering online presentations for non-native speakers on December 4th, and you're very welcome to join. It doesn't really matter what your first language is. My first language is Russian. I know that a lot of people who will be joining, they speak Russian as well, but it doesn't really matter what your first language is. Most non-native speakers, I would say, experience the same issues. The idea of presenting your ideas in a foreign language to native speakers is already kind of scary for many people, because native speakers hear everything that you might say wrong. If you miss an article, if you miss a preposition, they're going to hear it. And for many people, that realization is daunting, I would say. That feels very scary. We're not going to talk about how to overcome the fear of public speaking. We're not going to tackle questions like, how do I begin? What do I do if I'm an introvert? How do I make myself deliver presentations? This is out of the question today. In this new world, you must be online. You must be able to articulate your thoughts and ideas to those people who are ready to listen. And this is your opportunity to reach out to people you already know and to absolutely new people. Here's what's going to happen during a webinar. We're going to look at certain exercises that will help you structure your thought, because the most important thing that people want to learn, or the thing that most people lack, is they lack clarity. They find themselves talking about something for a long time, but they're not able to make a point. And yes, when you present in person, you can have the same problem. You can't get your message across. You can't get to the point. But in an online world, it's even more frustrating because you can't really understand if a person is listening. You can't read the feedback as easily as you can read the feedback in a meeting room. And that's the second thing we're going to focus on. How do you check understanding? How do you read the feedback? What can you do about that? It's not just going to be philosophical talk. We're going to go through a set of exercises that you can do on your own, and you can practice consistently after the webinar as well. Clarity, how to articulate your ideas. Brevity, how to make your ideas sound clear and short. How not to waste your time and people's time. If you find yourself in those situations where you're looking for words, you don't know how to put this, and you're so anxious and frustrated that you've forgotten all the English words and even the words in your first language, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Clarity, brevity, checking understanding, checking the feedback, reading the feedback of those people who are listening, even though you can't see them, even though the cameras might be off. What do you do in these situations? And we want to build what I call Zoom confidence, right? So that you are confident presenting in front of the camera, because it feels weird. Yeah, it feels weird talking to a camera, especially if people's cameras are off and you feel like you're alone and talking to your laptop, and it feels stupid and meaningless to present some big idea to your laptop. Most people are very self-conscious when it comes to giving presentations. They have certain expectations of themselves and they want to look good. They really want to look good. They want to make a good impression. They want to receive positive feedback. They want to make sure that people like their presentations. And when you present in a meeting room, you see people's reaction, and this is where your focus is. You focus on the people you're looking at. When you present in front of the camera, you're looking at yourself. Especially if you participate in Zoom meetings, and I think everybody does today, you see yourself. You look at the mirror when you present. And that makes a big difference, because people look at themselves, they immediately start criticizing what they see. What they see doesn't fit their expectations of what they're supposed to look like when they present in English. And that adds to all the anxiety and frustration and fear of making the mistakes and fear of judgment, a fear of opinions that they already had before they started talking. And we need to deal with that. I'm not saying that something miraculous is going to happen in the webinar, but I feel that this webinar is necessary because that's an absolutely new skill, and everybody must be able to articulate their ideas with clarity today, so that we don't waste each other's time, so that you develop the inner confidence that is required, and so that you build meaningful relationships with people who are ready to listen to your ideas. You just want to help them understand you better, not by focusing on how pretty you look online, but by making sure that you're getting your message across, by making sure that your message is heard, and by making sure that you're understood. Trust me, it's a wonderful feeling to know that people understand you. And you can do this online as well. I am so happy that I started working with a camera 4 years ago. So I've been preparing for this, and it feels very different now. And I can tell you that it all takes just practice, but not practice, like not just putting in hours of practice. You need deliberate, systematic practice. You need to know exactly what you're doing, and all the exercises I'm going to be suggesting during the webinar, they are tailored specifically for non-native speakers of English, because I know what it feels like to present in a foreign language, not just to present your ideas in your first language, even though that is already a big challenge for many people. All it takes is just practice, deliberate practice. So I'm inviting you to practice with me. It's not going to be a lecture, it's going to be a webinar. If you decide to participate, I will ask you to turn your microphone and your camera on, because you're going to work. You're gonna say something. We're meeting on December 4th, 2020 at 8 p.m. At 8 p.m. Moscow time. It's GMT +3. So if you're in a different time zone, see if you can attend, and I'll be happy to see you on December 4th.